Hey everyone, how's it going? Jenny and Vodka. That's okay, Vodka, I understand. And there is Bama. Let me get the. There we go. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Hey, Bama.
Hey, Troy.
How
Hope
are
you
you,
can
my
hear
friend?
me okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Sounds good. So how you doing?
Um, I'm just limping along.
Uh, we still got prayers going out for you, and we do miss you. That's for sure. We loved your live streams and stuff, but you're going to get back to all that
Oh,
sometime very
yes.
soon, and until then, just keep working, and the good Lord's going to lead the rest, isn't He?
That's right. This ain't nothing but a thing.
That's right. That's right. Wonderful, wonderful that we have such wonderful community that prays and is always helping lift each other up. So this is a great community. I love being in it. Hey,
Me too.
Shayna, how are you?
And with all the prayers and support that I've been getting, everybody keeps saying, I'm praying for you. I'm keeping you in my prayers. Well, the way I look at it, this is already beaten.
Hmm.
I've already beat this.
Right.
It, it's just a matter of time.
That's right. You're right. You're absolutely right. You got to be positive, you know. Mm. Hey, Amy, Laney, Cody. Hey, sis. Everybody's coming in.
Hello, everybody in chat. I can't see the chat, but
You think? Okay. I will
uh,
help you out with that for sure.
so let me go ahead and say hello to everybody that's already showed up.
And they're all coming. I know the notifications are going out slowly, but they'll all be. Mine just now popped up showing notifications, so we'll get started here in just a second. Hey, Donnie the Traveler, how are you? And Sandra, how are you doing? So let's see. Make sure I have. I think we got everybody that I've seen pop in so far. So, um, and I know the StreamYards chat can be a little slow, so I'm gonna get on my phone and make sure I haven't missed anybody. Looks like it's called up. Good, wonderful. And so I was really excited. You know, we had Amy last a couple weeks ago, and I've got you. And I tell you, I love this idea of being able to bring people up and just everybody can chit chat and ask questions and stuff. And um, I couldn't wait till we got you up here, Bama. It's been a while, and you're always in our chat. And we always do appreciate your support. That's for sure.
Well, I appreciate the invite, and you don't know what that means to me.
Well, I
You
love having you here for sure. Because you've had some real good experiences in the paranormal, and we're going to get into that in just a minute too. And you can share your experiences, and everybody in chat have your questions ready. Because here in a little bit, I'll be opening up the chat to questions that you can ask Bama. He's not able to see your chat, so I will read it all to him. But we'll go ahead and get started, Bama. If you want to tell everybody how you got into the paranormal, what your first paranormal experiences were.
the very first one that I had, I was I'm going to say 7 years old,
Hmm.
and it was late one night. And I'll tell the story. I'll be brief, keep it short.
That's fine.
The only people that was at the house at the time was me and my mom.
Hmm.
Dad was off at work, and I was in bed asleep. Mom was in bed asleep. Late that night, around 1, 2 a.m.,
Hmm.
I'm just guessing at the time because it was almost 50 years ago. I'm laying on my left side, and I hear a woman scream real loud. Now, if you watch horror movies, you know the word I'm talking about. But she screamed no, but it was dragged out. So the horror movies, if you remember how they scream no real
Right.
loud. All right, well, she said it like she was afraid. Now I'm still asleep. Hearing that, I didn't wake up.
Mm.
What woke me up was feeling her hands on my chest and pushing me across the bed. And when I woke up, because I hit the wall on the other side, and I woke up and I looked around to see why my mom had pushed me
Mm.
and wasn't nobody in the room. But laying on the pillow right where my head was a very heavy solid wood picture frame.
Oh.
And I got up, I went in there to where my mom was in her room. Dad wasn't home yet,
Mm-hmm.
and mom was sound asleep. I called her a few times, didn't wake up. She fast asleep. So I'm like, why did somebody wake me up? The next morning, she didn't know anything about it. I asked her several times, trying to refresh her memory, and
Mm-hmm.
she kept saying, I don't know anything you're talking about. And that was the very first time that I can remember. A lot of people would say it's not actual evidence, but whenever you can hear it,
Mm-hmm.
they say, well, could be a dream. Yeah, but I felt the hands on my chest,
Mm-hmm.
and the frame was where my head was. Well, they can tell me, well, you hit the wall when you rolled over. You thought you was being pushed. You was having a dream, and because you hit the wall with your body, you shook the picture frame hanging above your bed, and that's why it fell. So a lot of people can debunk whatever they want to.
Right.
It's a matter of personal experience and what
Mm-hmm.
you believe.
Exactly. And who knows better than you, you know, what happened, you know.
And after
And
that, for years, I'm talking about even today,
mm-hmm.
everywhere I have moved to, she has been right here with me. And in fact, I have seen her at least one time over the years. And somebody asked me, well, if you ever saw her, wouldn't you freak out? And I would tell them no, because she trusted me enough to reveal herself,
Mm-hmm.
and she cares enough to let me see her. Why
Right.
would you be afraid of someone who cared enough to let you see what they really look like?
Right.
That's just my perspective.
Right. And that makes good sense because if she was something bad, you know, it'd be a constant. You'd be hurting, or you should be
Yep.
doing stuff to really. I think some spirits and they just want to be known, and like, hey, I'm here. I'm not here to hurt you, but I'm just here. And yeah, people will try to debunk whatever they can, and I've had those experiences too, where like something's holding me down,
Yeah.
you know, and that's not a dream,
It's
to
not.
me. You know, you're being held by something,
Mm-hmm.
and you're talking about, you know, if Marnie held me down, it would feel one way, you know. But if a spirit's holding you down, it's like they have a full force of energy that's just holding you to where you can't even move. You know, with people, you can kind of, it's like you can kind of move around, you know, nudge and try to, you know, get them off of you. But if a spirit's on you, it's it's an experience you really don't want. For the most part, it is very.
And what people
Free.
don't understand is they not only have their strength, but
Mhm.
they can tap into energy
Right.
all around us, draw off of it, and make them
Mhm.
even stronger.
Right.
That's the reason why you see these videos where things have moved
Mhm.
that's real heavy, and you're sitting there thinking, how did this move? Well, it may be too strong for you, but the person that moved it pulled the energy off of what was around it.
Mhm. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's see. Debbie McWaters has come in, and my mom's come in. Hey to everybody.
Hey,
Um,
Debbie.
if I do miss y'all in the chat, just say hey again, guys. Sorry. Bam is not able to see the chat, so. But if I miss you, just say hey again. I will definitely shout you out. Thank you for being Jan. Thank you for being here.
Hey,
Um,
Jan.
so yeah, that's an experience, that's for sure. And like you said, people will try to debunk as much as they can, which is good, you know, for sure. As a paranormal investigator, you want to debunk as much as you can, but when you're having that actual experience, it's hard for you to debunk it yourself
It is.
because you know what's going on for sure.
And again, my opinion
Hmm.
is a true investigator,
Right.
a true one, will first off do everything in his or her power to debunk what they see, hear, or experience. That's
Correct.
the first thing they're going to do.
Hmm.
And they're going to be honest with their findings.
Hmm.
And that's the reason why you don't see a lot of us on the videos. You see
Right.
people doing videos, and I'm guilty right now of watching videos and automatically trying to debunk it.
Hmm.
I can't help it. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah.
saw
Well.
I seen a video, and I'm not doubting their experience, but the copper piping
Hmm.
in the house started vibrating real hard,
Hmm.
and then it would stop. A few minutes later, it would start back up. So I started thinking, okay, if that is the original piping since the day it was built, then maybe gases trapped in the pipes
Hmm.
could make it move.
True.
Water pressure could make it move.
Exactly.
Anything like that is possible. So before you start freaking out, think what could cause this.
Hmm.
And then if you know the gas lines are empty, natural gas has been turned off, the plumbing, the water pipes are empty, there's no water flowing, it's been turned off,
Right.
then you have a better understanding of what's going on.
Correct. And you're right. And I'm like you. I try to debunk as much as I can. I mean, there's going to be that point you're going to say, "Well, I can't debunk it," but there is some real good investigators out there too, guys. I mean, there's even like TV shows that you're like, okay, this is they're just playing around. This ain't right. But there are some that will try their best to debunk everything they can before they say, okay, that's paranormal.
Yep.
And that's what you got to do. And you're absolutely right.
But I'm sorry, I see the videos, and there's a lot of them that we have watched, and we
Mhm.
we sit there and we go, wow. That's the only thing we can think of is wow.
Hmm. Right.
And I'm sorry, but there's times when I see a video and that debunking kicks in. And I
Hmm.
sit there, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this,
Hmm.
or it could be the paranormal.
Right.
And I don't comment on and try to call
Hmm.
them out. That would be wrong.
Right.
But I tell them, hey, love the video, good job. I compliment
Mm-hmm.
the good things about it, and I let it
Right.
go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that, as a society, we need to do more of is bring the positivity out, leave negativity at home.
Right. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. And I mean, and you're right. There's people who blatantly fake their stuff to get views or subscribers, whatever. To me, they're just it's like we were talking about on Monday night. I think Shane or somebody said in the chat. I can't remember who it was. Anyway, they said that it's just a paranormal entertainment. So there's a difference between paranormal entertainment and actual paranormal investigator. So
Yep.
but that's what it is. And you're absolutely right. So, what made you want to start a YouTube channel yourself?
Sorry, I was trying to move.
Oh,
Um, I started my channel May of last year. I think it's been over a year. And what got me wanting to do it is the fact that there's so much going on around me
mm-hmm,
every year, and I'm always trying to get to the bottom of it, trying to understand it.
mm-hmm,
And I like, well, even if one person looks at a video, then that's one person that watched it
mm-hmm,
and saw what I see. And I wanted to be able to do the videos just to show what I go through.
mm-hmm,
Now, it don't matter to me if nobody wants to believe me.
mm-hmm.
The only thing that matters to me is being able to get on video what I experience.
Right.
It's mostly done for me and getting it out in the public to where they can see it and go, oh, okay, yeah, I see where you think that. I see why you see what I thought what I think you're looking at.
Mm-hmm,
I see what you're experiencing. It's
right.
entertainment for others, but it's fun for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm like you. I love that idea of just you go on, you document what you've caught, whether people want to believe it or not.
Yeah.
But it's there, and that's something else I was talking about the other night. People go to all these places, and I'm not saying don't do it. I mean, like Waverly Hills and these places, but you've had a ton of people who've investigated those places, so you got that documented all over YouTube. And no Travel Channel and all this, and but it's things like what we try to do is bring people experiences that it's not really well known, and hopefully that will be a generation from now that can go back and look and say, well, Bama had an experience with this, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Crossroads had, what the paranormal, and they can say in these places, and then they can go back and start doing their own research on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right, and that's a great idea. I mean, it's just documenting what we experience, and you do a great job. And one thing you do better than anybody, in my opinion, you have the most respect for spirits of anybody I've ever seen. I mean, I think we all do, but you really express um, what should be done. I mean, I've seen investigators holler and scream and cuss and fuss at spirits, which can come back to haunt them eventually. But you are great at just respecting all the spirits, whether it's your investigation or Amy's or mine on the live streams or whatever. You are absolutely the most respected to the spirits I've ever seen. I do applaud you for that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate hearing it. It's just my belief is what you see me doing with them is how I am in
Mhm.
real life with everybody. So if
Right.
I speak respectful to one person, then when you see me on the street, I'm going to be just as respectful as what you see me
Mhm.
whenever you're watching a video. That there's no difference. They were human at one time.
Right.
They still are human, and they still deserve the same respect, kindness, and consideration that I want to experience.
Mhm. I agree. And you can get more out of spirits by doing that than you can yelling and screaming at them. I
But
mean, you
but
got to be stern, and I understand that, but yelling and screaming don't cut it.
uh, there is one thing you need to also think about. You can
Mhm.
be as respectful and kind, but they can use that against you.
Mhm.
And there has been times when you get the wrong one around you, or you're in the presence of one that is negative,
Right.
and they see how respectful you act. So instead of being negative right off the bat, they want to use that as a trick to get close to you.
Mhm.
And that's the last thing you want is to get a negative attachment.
Right. Yeah, and you're right. That's where it's where you got to have that. Um, you got to be stern,
Yep.
to a certain degree. And I never try to get too close to spirits, which I think is what you're trying to say. Don't try to get too close to them. Don't fall for every spirit. I mean, there are some spirits that are wonderful. They don't want to hurt
Hmm.
nobody, especially like family members. But
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. You still got to be stern and don't fall for every little thing a spirit does. So that's good. And Jenny says she has two questions. Um, one is, Bama, why are you so awesome? And I could agree. And the second question is, what is a place you want to investigate?
Well, thank you, Jenny. Honestly, I don't think of myself as being awesome. I see myself as just a normal person that has been walked on, stepped on, beaten down, and everything in between. And I don't want that to happen to somebody else. I know what the results toward me are like, and I pray nobody else ever has to go through it. But I think one of the places, now this is number one, the very top of the list,
Mhm.
would be north of me here in my state is a cemetery and a playground attached right there beside it. It's called Dead Children's Playground.
Mhm.
Now, if I ever get a chance to go there, it'll be a daytime investigation.
Mhm.
And what I have heard, people have seen the swing set. It's a little small playground, and they have seen the swings moving by themselves with no wind, no breeze, nobody around, and it just
Wow.
starts swinging.
Mhm.
And I believe, I can't guarantee this because I haven't seen the video for it, and I don't know him personally, so I can't ask him. But I believe Omar has even gone there, and I don't know if he caught anything or what his experience was.
Mhm.
But as far as people that we know, that's one person that comes to my mind is Omar, and I trust him. I trust what he says.
Mhm.
So if I ever get a chance to talk with him, I'm going to ask him about that and
Right.
just see if he's ever took a trip up here and gone to it. But that's where I want to go. That's one place I'm kind of like drawn to it, and I'm going to just sit and listen,
Mhm.
be aware of what's around me, and
Mhm.
see if I can catch anything or at least pay my respects to who is there.
I think you're right. I think if it's not that place, it was some place as a playground. I think you're right. I think it was there because he had mentioned something about swing sets moving, kids playing, and so on. I cannot remember the whole backstory on it, but I believe you're right. I believe that was the place for sure.
And that's one place that I don't see a lot of people talking about it. Now, a lot of people have talked about I want to say it's a paper mill just outside of Birmingham.
Hmm.
It's a sluice factory or something.
Okay.
But I have heard a couple of people that we know mention that place a few times in the past, and I started thinking about wanting to go there, and I thought, no, it's a closed-in building,
Hmm.
and even if you could get into it, there's no telling how many homeless people may be inside. You don't know who's on the inside of it. You don't know the
Hmm.
condition.
Right.
It's been closed down since the 70s,
Hmm.
and same way with the hospital called Bryce Hospital. I've seen
Hmm.
videos of it, and the same thing popped into my mind. You don't know the condition of the building. You don't know where it's going to be safe. You don't know if there's anybody trying to live there that are maybe homeless or whatever.
Hmm.
So try to keep it to where there's no trespassing. There's not going to be anybody around. So safety wise, keep that first and foremost.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, for sure. It says Shayna's saying she's having a hard time here in Bama. Um, is anybody else having? Just let me know. Comment. Let me know what you all are hearing. I hear him fine on my end. I mean, so I don't know. And thank you, Jenny, for Jenny's putting all your Twitter, your YouTube channel, and videos and stuff. She's putting all that up for you. And I do have it pinned, by the way, guys, up on the top. It's highlighted in blue. If you hit that link, you can go subscribe and check them out. But
Thank you,
yeah, thank
Jenny.
you, Jenny. Jenny's wonderful. She is the mod goddess for
She is.
sure.
She really is. I'm telling you,
Mm,
Jen has earned that name.
yes.
It wasn't a name that
Yeah,
we just was
absolutely. She
given.
does great.
She earned that.
Hmm. She really did. Um, let's see. She said, okay, Jenny's saying, I guess your volume's a little low, maybe. I don't know that I can fix that on my end at all. And Jan says she hears you just fine. So it could be just, people's Wi-Fi's or whatever, or I don't know. I hear you fine on my end, and Jan says she hears you fine too. So,
Well, I got the phone right up here against my face, so uh, I'm talking as loud as I can without
right.
being real loud.
Uh,
And the volume on my phone is turned wide open, and I got earbuds in my ears, so there's no
mhm,
echo.
right. Yeah, you're good on my end. But I think people are okay hearing it. Does anybody else have any other questions that you'd like to ask? Just put them in the chat, please, and I will read them to them. So how is your I don't know how you but your haunted dolls or the kids or however you want to. People call them different things. I call these my kids in here sometimes.
Yeah, I say these are my girls, and
Yeah.
I'm wrong on that because there's three that are female, there's two that's male, and there's one I'm still unsure about.
Hmm.
I, I, I believe he's male, but I believe he's like a adult. I don't like him.
Hmm.
In fact, I caught him on video without even realizing it, December of last year. And when I first saw it, I thought it might have been my right arm.
Mm-hmm.
So I started remembering what I was doing at that time, and I concluded that my right arm was holding my phone, and my left arm was on the ground, helping me stand back up because I was kneeling.
Mm-hmm.
And when I decided on that, I realized that can't be my arm. I don't even have a shirt that color.
Mm-hmm.
And I started trying to find a way to really enhance it. And thanks to Nicole, she reached out to me and said she wanted to help me with that. And with what she had, her software, she was able to lighten it up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
slow it way down because you only can see it about 2 seconds. So
Right.
you have to basically go frame by frame. And Troy, I'm not making this up.
Mm-hmm.
If you slow it down, she gave me screenshots frame by
Mm-hmm.
frame, and when you slow it down, you can see where, to put it nicely, because of where we're at and who all is listening, you can see
Right.
where the arm came back down. He reached out to me
Mm-hmm.
like he was trying to grab something,
Mm.
and we don't know what. But when he brought
Right.
that hand back, you can see where he gave me the finger.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yes. You've talked
And
about that before. Yes.
after she gave me the screenshot, I lightened it a little bit more, and you could really see that finger highlighted.
Mm. I do remember that. And I believe you did that on a live stream, as a matter
Yeah,
of fact. You
yeah.
talked about that. So
Did it
go back
on.
and check that out.
Did She had a live stream. She wanted me to come up and look
Mm-hmm.
at that video. Oh, a month ago,
Uh-huh.
month and a half, something like that, a couple of weeks ago. And of course, I took the invitation because I want to get it out, the video out for others that don't know me to be able to
Mm-hmm.
see it. Because a lot of my videos, 99% are, I'm a critic. They're boring. They are boring. You know, there's no excitement. And, we want to see videos where at least something has moved.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see stuff where there's a little bit of evidence. And
Right.
majority of mine, there ain't no evidence. But
Right. That's.
we looked, you and me and people like
Mm-hmm.
Amy, the family that we know,
Mm-hmm.
we all agree that this is not a circus. You can't just go in there and expect these
Mm-hmm.
people to perform. They're
Right.
going, you go into a place and there's nothing. And
Mm-hmm.
then you go back weeks later or months later, and you could catch 5 different things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It don't matter if you go in there. It's just a matter of timing
Right.
and a matter of them getting used to you to where you can, be yourself, but where they will interact with you. A lot
Yeah.
of times they don't interact because they don't know you. They're not comfortable being around you.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I mean, and your videos are not boring, by the way, but uh, we kind of feel that way sometimes when we go film, and we're like, man, we didn't get nothing, or the K2 hit one time, or you know, uh, you know, you want something like we had that fidget spinner that Amy's got now, the Batman, when it moved one time out about 5 or 6 times,
Hmm.
and you want, really, you do, you really want to go in and have something exciting happen, but the reality is you just don't. And unless, like I say, people fake stuff, unless you're faking stuff, that's what paranormal is. You're just, you know, lucky to get what you get. And if you get a lot, wonderful, you know. That's for sure.
A lot of people they they don't talk about how much enjoyment they got out of being at a place,
Hmm.
and even though nothing, there was no evidence, they don't talk about it.
Hmm.
They, they do a investigation someplace, and if they catch nothing, they lay it off to the side until the next one,
Hmm.
and that's all they show you is what they caught. But how many
Right.
of us do we hear ever say, "This was a place I loved going to. I didn't get nothing, but I enjoyed the outing. I
Hmm.
enjoyed being on location."
Right.
We seldom hear that.
Hmm. Yeah. No, no, you don't. You're right, though. You only see things that happen, and I like to just show people everything. You know. Now there is times I'll edit out footage of it, just like what I call like dead footage or whatever. I mean, just nothing happened at all, but it's just like a waste of people's time. Like you don't want to. I try to put a video up past 25 minutes, so if I can do that. And you're right. I want you get to see what we see, and who knows, Obama, who might comment like I've had before. I've had people comment and say, "Oh, by the way, you missed this. There was something that happened here." And that's why I love having the eyes and ears. Like you'll comment, or I've had Jan comment, and I've had people comment and say, "Oh, by the way, there was something that you missed," and because you never know, we may think it was boring, but there could be something that we didn't see that in the background or something happened.
Yeah, there's a couple of my videos where there was something said, a EVP I didn't even catch, and I looked at the video when I went to do the edit process
Hmm.
3 or 4 or 5 times, and I never heard it.
Hmm.
And then they pointed it out to me, gave me a timestamp, and I went back, and it was clear as day. You could hear it.
Right.
And I'm like, how did I miss this?
I think what happens though sometimes while we're editing we're trying to concentrate on something we thought could have happened, then totally miss something that actually did happen, and so I
Hmm.
guess that's sometimes how we miss that though. But I love having the eyes and ears out there
Me too.
for sure. Amy says she is still here just working. Let's see. Jan says, Bama, I've seen things move in your videos. Your videos are awesome.
Well, thank you, Jen. I
And Jenny
appreciate
says,
hearing
yes,
that.
your videos are she enjoys your videos. Um, if anybody else has got questions, please comment. I know the chat's a little slow tonight, I think. Or it's probably StreamYards on my end, but mostly. I know that happens. But so let's see, Bama, is there any historical places you'd like to investigate?
Well, like and a few other people also know, I live in deep south,
Mm-hmm.
and around here, there's a lot of places that I want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to catch anything other than a a voice here and there, but I want to go just because of the historical aspect of it
Mm-hmm.
and just show it off because yeah, a lot of tragedy happened, but the beauty of each one of them, the structures and how they're made are original, and that's what I want to look at.
Right. That's a good point. But you never know what you might catch. You know.
You're right. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's a cemetery that I have been promising you guys for a year that I'm going to do a video of, and it's only a mile up the road from where I'm at right now. But right as I'm thinking, okay, now I can go and do it, something pops
Mm-hmm.
up and it throws me off for months at a time. And the first time it's like, Okay, I'm recovering from the heart attacks. I've recovered. Now I can finally get out there and do this. And then things come up with the horses, things
Hmm.
on the farm, and I'm okay. I can put that back. I can hold off on this, and then something else comes up. Something else comes up. Now I'm having to recover from a stroke, and I got a bad feeling that things always happen in threes.
Hmm.
Another stroke is on the way. I just it's a feeling that I've got.
Okay. I hope
I
not.
pray I pray I'm wrong, but
Hmm.
it's I know the warning signs to look for now, and I didn't know the signs before when I had all the mini strokes,
Well,
and now I know what to look for. So if I ever go through that again, I know to get my behind to the hospital because it could be either a mini stroke or a full blown stroke.
correct.
And either way, I want to be protected and covered and be around the hospital when it does hit.
Hmm. Yeah, and definitely we do pray that that don't ever happen again. But yeah, I mean, you got once you feel like you're healthy and you're ready to go again, we're going to support you in every way. Uh, you know, with whatever you investigate, whatever you do. Uh, but yeah, just take care of yourself. That's the main thing. I think we're all learning to try to be as healthy as we can. That's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, definitely. I mean, you take care of yourself. We got you. We got your back. And then when you start filming again, we'll be right there to check out the videos for sure, or live streams or whatever you want to do.
Well,
Um,
thank you. I appreciate hearing that. You guys have always supported me and showed showed me more love than what I feel like I ever deserve.
well, we
So,
we will definitely we have your back. That's for sure. See, Jenny's got a question. It flip. Oh, there it is. Tell those, tell stories about your kids in your home that you investigated.
well, the girls. One story that I can tell you without taking up a lot of time.
Oh, you're
The
fine.
girls came into my life last year when about this time uh, I was sitting outside and there's a field that I used to walk through every day, 7 days a week,
Hmm.
checking on the horses, moving them around, and doing different things. And I'm sitting outside looking across this field, and I saw something light blue colored. I
Hmm.
didn't know what it was, and I got up, and I just got through sharing a treat with everybody about the rabbits that we used to have. I looked over, seen that blue thing on the ground, about 100 feet away from me, and when I got over there, there was a stuffed light blue rabbit laying on the ground. Now we
Hmm.
don't have stray dogs, and the dogs that we do have here is all put inside at night. When
Hmm.
they're let out, they hang around the owners all the time. So there's no way the animals could have brought this rabbit
Hmm.
on the property. And I kept thinking, well, where did it come from? So I did a spirit box on it, and I got the name of it, debunking like I try to do myself.
Right.
I went back, done it a second time, and I got the same name.
Hmm.
So I done it a third time, and I asked, "Is this your name? Just yes or no? Could I please know your name?" And I got the same name again.
Hmm.
Well, maybe a week goes by, I'm sitting the same spot, and I noticed something red across the field. I get up and I go look at it, same spot, same location, and now there's a red stuffed animal laying on the ground. And I found out that a girl, I did a investigation prior to this at a summer camp that is now shut down, has been closed since the 80s. And when I did the investigation there, I got more evidence. I didn't even have a record, like my phone or anything going, so I didn't catch none of it on film. But I got more evidence at that one spot. And as we moved from one building to another, this spirit kept following me everywhere I went.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that she followed me home, and she's with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
She took up with the red one, and uh, it the little heart-shaped tag on the panda bear, it's not a rabbit, matches her personality to a T. I mean, it's just perfect. And I looked at it. She got a heart-shaped tag that says "I love you." And when the investigation was going on, I was feeling someone tugging on the pocket, my front right pocket, tugging down, trying to get my attention. And there was nobody standing beside me. The K2 was pegged out.
Mm-hmm.
Most of that night, everywhere I went, the K2 in my hand, steadily going back and forth, all the way from the first light all the way to red. And you want to talk about a intelligent haunt? I could sit there and talk to her and say, "Would you please just go ahead and make all these lights come on?" And all of them would come on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about instantly. They'd come up,
Right.
and I said, "Okay, would you back it off, please? Let it go back down, and you can watch it slowly go back down
Mm-hmm.
from red to green to orange, all the way up and down the line." And I just stopped asking. I'm like, "Okay, you go ahead. You can play with the lights if you want to. I don't mind." And the lead investigator with the group that I was with, he knew what I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't talking real loud. That's one of the rules that I have is if you're going to investigate with me, don't whisper
Mm-hmm.
because a whisper can be misidentified as a EVP.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to talk, just go ahead and use a normal tone of voice, and, and don't worry about me doing a live stream during a investigation. I'll explain to whoever may be watching. This person is trying to communicate with somebody. That's what they're talking about. But if you start whispering, whenever you go back to watch the video over and you're trying to edit everything,
Mm-hmm.
that could be misidentified as an EVP. And a
All
lot of
right.
people, they, I'm not saying nothing negative about the investigators, but a lot of people at times they misidentify what's going on. Now it may
Right.
be by accident. I'm not saying it's on purpose, but there's a lot of times when that can happen. I just didn't realize that she had came home with me until that day.
Right. Oh Lord. Yeah. Justy has popped in. Hey, how are you?
HSD.
So I want to ask you because this is something we have in common when it comes to equipment. We both use the Ghost tool, which is the Blue Hand
Mm-hmm.
app. A lot of people ask about that. Um, I've noticed here lately. I don't know about you, but it depends on where you're at, where you're standing. I mean, like let's say you're in a cemetery and you walk 10 feet, you won't get nothing. You go back to where you were, you get a bunch. You walk 10 feet the other direction, you won't get anything. You come back to that one spot. This seems like it's, I guess, picking up better than it used to, in my opinion. Um, just like certain areas, and you kind of get an idea. This is the area I need to stay at.
Are you talking about the K2?
Oh, well, no, the ghost tool, the blue
Okay.
hand app.
Oh, with me, you've
Mm,
seen it. Amy has seen it, and
mm.
a few other people, because y'all have joked around with me, just picked on me a little bit. And mine is always active,
Hmm.
and I've even made jokes about it. I'm like, guys, during the open chat, I'll even type in, these guys need to shut up. I mean, come on, give me a break.
And that's the truth. Look at anybody's live stream that Bama's in that's doing the ghost tool, and you'll see Bama put in 15 or 20 words to everybody else's one or two.
Yeah,
He has a very active area where he's at, and it is amazing what comes through there.
and there are a lot of times, I'm not saying anything positive about myself, but there's a lot of times during those live streams, what you see me share with everybody comes back up either with me or with somebody in the chat
Hmm.
repeatedly
Right.
during that 1 hour time. I mean,
Hmm.
yesterday I didn't share everything that I was getting because I knew where it was going, and I didn't I didn't see the purpose of sharing it with everybody and then having to stop and explain everything. But my uh my app was steadily talking about somebody,
Hmm.
and I knew who it was talking about, and it went in line with what Amy was saying.
Hmm.
And me and her has even talked during the live stream, and I validated myself.
Hmm.
Yep, I know what you're saying. I know what you're talking about now. So they don't people that watched it yesterday, they don't know it, but I was laughing while I was laying there. I was laughing because it was referring to someone I haven't met yet,
Right.
but I know the guy.
Hmm.
I know him a little bit because I met him over the weekend, and
Okay.
I know a little bit of his backstory, how the person met him, all of that. But he came across when Amy was doing I think she was using a necrophonic. I'm not going to
Hmm.
swear to it, but I believe she was. And I asked her if this was what I just heard, and she said, "Yeah, I've heard it several times, like 2 or 3 times since
Hmm.
she started." And I'm like, "Okay, I know who that is because it kept going on and on. Just the guy's name." And I, I believe I even typed in the comment, "Do you want to talk to me?" And she asked, "He's here. He's listening to you. Do you want to talk to him?
Hmm.
Because you got my attention now." And that's my thinking. It wasn't until a little bit later, like 2, 3 minutes later, somebody in the chat started saying that they were hearing my name being called off.
Hmm.
And I'm like, yes, I'm here. I'm listening. Talk to me. And the whole time, my app is steadily going off. Like you said, Troy, it it does like 20 words, you know, 20 words in just a few minutes,
Hmm.
and then it'll get quiet for a while, like they're taking a break, and then it starts back up again.
It's like they had to have the energy to pick back up and start talking.
Yeah,
It's amazing how much you get. And Justy has just, as Amy would say, buttered your buns.
Well, thank you, Justy.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it's you get a lot of words, and like you say, they correspond with whatever whoever's talking about a situation. It could be like military. You might get words that would pertain with the military or whatever. It's amazing how, and I'm sure the spirits feel comfortable talking through your devices, through in your area there, because they probably feel comfortable with you. And so you're getting all these words, and everybody else is like, I only have 2 words, and Bama's got 55. you
Yeah,
know.
in 1 hour, because I believe her live stream lasted 1 hour.
Mhm,
During that investigation, I got 100 words, and that's normally what I get
mhm.
is somewhere between 80 to 100 in a
That's
1 hour
amazing.
period. Now you break that number down, say 100,
Mhm,
and divide it by 60. That'll give you a rough idea of how quick the words come across.
mhm. Wow. And I don't get that many words in 10 or 15 investigations. I do. It seems like. Hey, little red, how are you? Welcome. Um, yeah, I don't get that many. It's amazing. I always look for Bama, and I always look at the chat like, okay, Bama's got this. Okay, all right, all right. So it
Yeah,
just makes the investigation so much easier because Bama has gotten so much coming through. It's amazing. It's
and
good. And I like your other app you use, the Simon Says app.
yeah,
That's a pretty cool app because you get some unique and validation from that.
I try to think outside the box
Hmm.
whenever I do, an investigation. Even a small one, where I don't really go to a building that's been known to be haunted or anything.
Hmm.
I try to think outside the box. A lot of people they want to use the same popular tools or apps, and
Hmm.
that's good. I'm not saying nothing negative against them. They work great,
Hmm.
but I look for new things that nobody is doing,
Hmm.
and that way it lets people see, oh, well, there's something different, and he's getting results off of it. I'm going to try it.
Right.
Just give them something new to think about.
Hmm. And,
And
and that works good.
the
Yeah.
Simon Says app, it, it still surprises me, and I'm still trying to figure out how it works because I believe it's supposed to only work when you touch one of the four colored lights. That's just my belief.
Yeah.
But you have seen, and anybody that have seen the videos where I have used it, have seen
Hmm.
where the lights will just start coming on all by
Hmm.
itself, over and over, real quick. And in fact, there was one video, I don't remember which one, but I told my girls there was three of them at the time, and I
Hmm.
said, okay, if you want to say goodbye to everybody, just make the lights come on. You know, you're free to
Hmm.
touch it. Please go ahead. And three girls, one at a time, a different light came on.
Hmm.
And just my opinion, but I looked at it at that time, and I still think about back to it.
Right.
That's telling me one light comes on, goodbye. Another
Hmm.
light comes on, a second, goodbye, good night. A third light, same thing. Now,
Yeah.
it could be coincidence, or it could be signs of a intelligent
Hmm.
haunt or presence in the room with you.
Right. And the only way you're going to know that is if you keep working with it. But I have noticed that in your videos that if you tell them to do blue, they'll do blue,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know. So to me, it feels like it's more of the spirits doing something as opposed to just the app playing around with it. So like just doing its own thing.
Like that app, I think it's probably one of my favorite ones. and I've
Mhm.
gone through a bunch of different apps trying to find the right one that works for me. And
Right.
that's one of them that is like my go-to app.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go to it every time.
Right. And hey, you have success with it, so you might as well. And the only way to know is, like I say, just keep working with it, and till you can either say, okay, it's working, or okay, I've debunked it or something. But it seems to be working spot on for you. So
Hmm.
if you guys hadn't seen it, please go check out his videos with the. Is it called Simon Says on the app, or it's
No,
called something else, isn't it?
the app is now the electronic part you're talking about. The
Hmm.
original is called Simon Says. That
Hmm.
dates back to the '70s, early
Right.
'70s. But on the app, it's VBE, Victor Bravo Echo,
Hmm.
VBE Geo Says. Oh, it's
Hmm.
three simple things to remember, and I don't even know how I found it, but that popped up during a search, and I tried it out. I liked it, so I started researching it, and I read the description. A paranormal team designed it,
Hmm.
so it's made for us,
Right.
and so it's not really a game that we can play with each other. That's
Hmm.
not the purpose for it. It's a tool that we can use.
Right.
When I saw that, I'm like, okay, I like this even more.
Well, that's what you got to do. You got to find something that works for you and for the spirit. So absolutely. Anybody else have any questions for Bama? If so, please type those in. So it's been a fun discussion. I'm glad you're up here, Bam. I really am. Um,
I'm I appreciate you inviting me up here.
mhm. Oh, no problem. I've been wanting to be able to let you share your experiences, and I love it when people who are genuine believers in the paranormal and have done investigations, have experiences, are able to share their experiences to multiple people. And I'm not saying my channel is huge and big or anything, but but people can always go back and listen, so they can know what your experiences have been. And Jenny's been great. She's been wonderful putting our stuff on, your stuff on, as far as channels and Twitters and things like that. So she's
We
been
need to
such a
give
mod goddess tonight.
we need to give her a raise.
Yeah,
She deserves one, man.
yeah. And she does have a question. She said, "What is your favorite device to use?"
Ooh, we were just talking about it. So yeah, I like the Ghost Tool app.
Hmm.
That would be my second favorite, but my first one is gonna have to be the VBE Geo Says. What
Hmm.
what Troy was saying was Simon Says.
Hmm.
That would have to be probably my favorite, and that's because of the results that I get from it. A
Right.
lot of times when I have started a investigation and I would ask questions and you wouldn't see no lights,
Hmm.
nothing. There's no movement at all. And after 30 minutes, I'm sitting there, okay, the girls are not very talkative right now. I'll just go ahead and put this to the back burner. And eventually, when they get active, I'll be able to catch something. And the next time, yeah, they might be a little active or it might be a lot.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And a question I would have too, that Amy, or not Amy, but Jenny has said that. What device would you? What's on your wish list to have? What device would you want to get? That's, let's say, not an app, but something different, handheld or something.
Well, that's really a good question because I'm a simple man,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got my phone, so you know, the one that I was using, the camera got the lens on it got scratched up real bad, so I can't use it. I
Mm-hmm.
got a different one, and it's real clear. So I got the camera part taken care of, and
Mm-hmm.
I've got the apps that don't require any internet or any phone service.
Mm-hmm.
So you got those you can follow on. I really don't know because a lot of these channels they have the real good like night vision or the infrareds, and that's
Mm-hmm.
good. But I do all of my stuff in the daytime,
Right.
and that would just be a waste of my money when I don't use it. I'd be a little bit different if I was going out at night or doing nighttime investigations.
Mm-hmm.
That would really help out. But
Right.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know how to answer the question because I've got the K2. I was thinking about a second K2, but I believe to answer your question and to keep keep the time short on this, the cat balls.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was gonna get some and I didn't get it, but somebody had a birthday and I wanted to do something kind of special and funny for them, so I got that instead. But yeah, definitely the cat balls
Yeah.
because uh, now you can correct me if you want to, but if these girls like playing with the lights and the things that you've seen them playing around with that I've
Mm-hmm.
got on the videos that I make, I believe they would really love the cat ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I would think so.
it has no sound and it's got colorful lights. I believe even Jake would like it. He likes lights, and he moved a truck. No, he moved a car, a ball. I'm sorry, he moved a ball during one of the investigations,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody in the chat was like, "You've got a shadow to your left," and right there beside me, he was sitting right next to me, and I told him, "Look, why don't you go over there and play with the ball? You go ahead. If you knock it off the table, I'll pick it up. I'll put it back. You can go ahead and play with it, have all the fun you want. Just giving them permission." And Amy and somebody else in the chat said it moved. That
Mm-hmm.
ball just moved, you know. So I'm like, yeah, keep playing with it. I don't mind.
Okay. Mhm.
One
That's
night,
exciting. That's exciting stuff for sure.
well, what's exciting is whenever you're sitting at a table and you got the ball right in front of you,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden it moves off the table, hits the floor in front of you on the other side of the table, rolls across the floor, moves by itself around furniture. It doesn't go under it. It moves deliberately around it and then goes over to a door and stops. It doesn't bounce on the door and stop. It just rolls to the door and stops.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that and I'm like, no, you did not. And I got my camera going. Oh man,
Mm. That takes a lot of energy for spirits to do that.
yeah, because this is like oh, about 20 feet away from where the ball was sitting to start with.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine the energy that they had to use and build up to push it
Mm-hmm.
off the table and around furniture and roll it over to the door.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's a lot. That's for sure. That's amazing. Oh. All right. If I guess I don't see any more questions, Bama. I guess we'll get ready to kind of wrap it up a little bit. But like I say, I do appreciate you being here for sure. We've got to get you back up. and do another chat very soon. Um, but I do appreciate everybody in the chat too. Thank you all for being here and commenting and asking questions and all that. But yeah, we appreciate that. And Bam, it's been a great hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me up here. And like I said, Troy, this is, for me, it's an honor to be up here. I don't get this opportunity from others very often. You know, as far as would you like to come up and do this?
Mm,
I'm kind of a person that sits back in the shadows,
mm,
and so being able to come up here day or night, no matter what time it is,
mm,
and just share a little bit or a lot, depending
mm.
on what the questions are, how much
Right.
time they have. To me, it's an honor.
Yeah. Well, we just you're welcome. I mean it's an honor for us to have you up here. I love hearing people's experiences and what, like I say, what they have, experienced in their time, and I wanted your story to be out there for sure. I felt it was very important, and yeah, definitely, I got to get you up here on Sunday nights too, so you can help me with these children that I have in here. These
Yep.
these little wild kids. I mean, they ain't done it. Matter of fact, they've been pretty quiet lately. I have to give them that. They're not really done much lately. But then all of a sudden, like I think we got some rain coming in tomorrow, so that may energize them a little bit. It seems like thunderstorms and stuff kind of make them dance around in here a little bit with those flashlights or whatever. But yeah, we'll definitely get you up here on a Sunday night, and you can help me out with that. And uh, yeah, that'd be great.
Well, I'm definitely free because right now I'm having to take a lot of time off of my duties with the horses, and
Hmm.
it's a little bit boring just laying here or sitting here when in my head I'm sitting here thinking I need to be out there with the horses.
Hmm.
I need to be cleaning them, making sure they're groomed real good, making sure the stalls are clean, it's maintained, it's not falling apart, making sure the
Hmm.
fences are taken care of. So I've got a lot of time on my hands.
Right. Well, you'll get back to that. You're going to get healthy again.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. You're on that road. You're getting there. But just like I say earlier, just take it easy and don't rush it. But you're going to get there again, and we're going to see more videos from you, and your smiling face and everything, and know that you've beat the crap out of that stroke, and yeah, we can't wait. You're going to get there.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
Mhm.
And, I believe I told Amy and a few other people, look, if I beat the first heart attack, I beat the second heart attack, I beat the mini strokes, I'm going to beat this.
Mhm.
It ain't my time to go.
No, not yet.
If it was my time to go, I would have already checked out, put it
Mhm.
nicely, during these other events.
Mhm.
But, God has already showed me by me still being here, son, it ain't your time.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Debbie McWater says, have a good night, everyone. And she said, thank you for the great interview. And it was a great interview. Take care and give some people reason to smile. Thank you. And Jenny says, you're a very strong guy, Bama. And yes, you are, for sure.
I may be small, I may be thin, but the strength I've got on the inside,
Mhm.
the way I feel, it makes
Right.
it makes me feel like a giant.
Yeah, you should. Hey, Vodka. Um, but yeah, you're going to get back and stuff, and we're going to have you up here on Sundays, and you can help us out. And Guys, I guess there's no more questions. We'll go ahead and shut it down so we go home and get some rest and all that. But I hope everyone's enjoyed it tonight. And I got Sunday night. We'll be doing the investigation, and then next Wednesday I'm going to do the podcast with talking about Helen's Bridge. I want to go a little more in depth about that, and then we're going to see about more guests over time, and we'll go from there. So, Bama, thank you so much for being here tonight. I do appreciate it.
I appreciate the invitation.
Oh, thank you. We love having you up here for sure. Yes, Vodka, please go back and rewatch. Thank you. My mom said it was great. My mom and sister think you're just the bomb, by the way. They just love having you in the chat and stuff and going back and forth chatting with you. Uh, they talk about that a lot. So,
Well, thank you, ladies. I love being around each one of y'all, and I love being in the chat whenever Troy does a stream, whether it's the podcast or a regular stream. I love sitting there in the chat and talking with both of y'all.
mm-hmm.
It's just,
We appreciate it.
you know, Troy, me and Cece has had the same words coming over our apps, and we have sat there a bunch of times and just carried on conversations about what we have gotten while you're doing your live stream. And we're sitting there, this word came up. Well, could it be because of this?
Mm-hmm.
Cece will say, yeah, it's a good idea. We do know that this happened, so that could relate to this, and she shares with me the history of what she has learned prior to the investigation.
Oh yeah.
Live stream, and we just carry on, have good conversation. I enjoy every time I talk with her.
No.
Every time I talk with your mom or anybody else in the chat, I learn a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing how just you're getting words, or Amy getting words, Sissy, Mom. I mean, whoever is getting these words, and then you all can chat amongst yourself, and I can follow along with it. And I have a little bit of input, and you guys have input, and it eventually makes a story, of what could be. I never say what we investigate is 100% foolproof. That's what it was, but you can at least get an idea and maybe be on the right track.
We done that. You'll remember when it was. I'm gonna say a few weeks ago, but you'll remember this. Me and Cece has carried on a conversation like that, and I believe your mom might have pitched in a lot with it. But it was during the time you was talking about somebody being in the maybe military, and we started talking about the Air Force and airplanes or helicopters, and the it was somebody that we thought might have been a airline stewardess. It was during that Sunday night, and we just started asking questions between each other. Could it be because of this? Well, this happened. This this type of person worked with this type of equipment. Maybe they done this.
Right.
So it makes you think and try to reason out what the word could mean, and you're not trying to sit there and make up something. You're sitting there thinking back, okay, during this time period, this happened, so maybe they were involved in something like this or something like this. Of course, what we have to do is sit there and listen to them on their input as well.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, if you're not doing these live streams and you've done them, so you know what I'm saying. You're concentrating on a lot of things. I'm looking straight ahead at the dolls. I'm looking down at chat. I'm looking over at my phone. I'm listening to something. Keeping up with the chat, and you don't know how important it is to have people in your chat that can, that can communicate with each other and then bring it and feed it back to you. And then you can say, hey, spirits, is it this? Is it this person? Because when you're in this seat, our minds are all over the place trying to keep up with stuff. And I know Bama knows because on his live streams, I'm sure you're like concentrating on your dolls, you're concentrating on your Simon Says or whatever, and you rely on that chat and those people's conversations to help carry you and the live stream on, because in that way you can ask questions to the spirits a little easier.
Yeah, you're right. And I have a hard time with that because the way I feel, I'm sitting here, like you said, you're concentrating on the apps and the equipment around you.
Mhm.
Sometimes we forget there is a chat going on. So
Mhm.
somebody could pop in and say something. 99% of the time, we're going to miss it because our eyes are focused somewhere else.
Right. Oh yeah, you're right, and that's why I do encourage people to always, if I missed your comment, to put it up again. Just in case. Because I know you do sometimes. My sister Amy, I've seen, like Jenny or other people. Just, if I missed a comment, you all make sure that I see it again, because it could be something very important that we need to ask, or that I need to know, or something. So yeah, you guys in the chat are absolutely our backbone for sure when it comes to
Yep.
these investigations. And even if they're not live and they're pre-recorded, I still rely on people's comments and saying hey, you might have missed this, or I heard that, or whatever. So it's important. You guys are great.
And also try to remember back how many times have we sat here during a live stream and people in the chat would say something to each other or maybe to you or to me, but the spirits reacted because of it.
Oh yeah.
They they took it and they played off of it. They made a comment, they said something, they done something to get our attention. So they react to us whenever sometimes we may not see it or we may not hear the person say something. They still react with the people in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely. And for us to get whoever's live, it don't matter who's live, and for everybody to get something related to whatever that investigation is, whether it be yours, mine, Amy, April, whoever, and we're getting words tied in, the spirits are coming through something. They're figuring it out.
Yeah.
So they figured it out somehow. I don't know how they're doing it, but maybe, and something I thought about though, Damon, and maybe I maybe a far stretch here, but like when we get words that are similar, and or actually words that are exactly the same, I wonder when the spirits are talking, if our device is like us, uh, like me hearing you right now, we're not hearing it in our naked ear, but the device is able somehow to pick that small little voice coming through somebody else's microphone and pick it up and put it in that device. I mean, maybe I'm pulling at straws here, but that may be how that works.
Hey, it could be. We don't know. And we won't ever know until we get on the other side.
Yeah.
Whenever we get to where they're at, then more things will come to into place. We'll understand more. And I've heard it said one time, and I've said it repeatedly after that. We're not experts. I may know more about this than the next person, but every day of our life, the field is steadily growing. There's more things to learn, and it will never stop.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, people are coming up with new inventions, things like that. So, like cameras and stuff. Even our phones are more high tech now than they were 5 years ago, and they're able to. I mean, to pick up a distant. I mean, Marnie's phone we were using recording about 3 years ago when we first started. Uh, Her phone picked up a disembodied voice that said, "Hey," and you know, I don't think, I don't know, maybe a flip phone might have, maybe way back in the day, but technology's grown so much, even our phones are picking up things we didn't think they could pick up. That's just, it blows my mind.
And it also has exploded in the last, I'm going to say 50 years. Technology has really exploded.
Mm-hmm.
And, look how old the U.S. is.
Mm-hmm.
And to realize that this technology is just now getting here after all them years and how fast it has grown.
Oh yeah. It blows your mind. It blows my mind. I know. There's always a new commercial with something new has come out. And,
Technology right now is to the point where what we get brand new today is outdated next year.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure. It's unbelievable. Lord have mercy. Well, Bam, I guess we're going ahead and shut it down. Go get some rest, and I think Amy's up tomorrow night, so uh, I think she has an interview tomorrow. I'm not sure. I don't know if
No,
Amy's
she's
going
got
to
an
tell.
interview. Well, she may have one tomorrow, but she's got one tonight.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say that's the only one, but I believe she has one tonight and maybe one tomorrow. I think she's doing uh, one person tonight, and she may be doing, somebody may be interviewing her tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay. But everybody have your bells on your channels. That way you'll know when somebody's going live, or get that notification. I know sometimes it's a pain in the rear end. Don't come out right. Oh, I didn't
Yep.
get a notification till I was about 30 minutes into it. But still have that notification bell on, because that way you'll know whoever's going live whenever. So, but Bam, I appreciate you being here, and maybe we can get together on Sunday night and investigate these little dolls over here.
I'm looking forward to it, and thank you for letting me be up here. Like I said before, it means a lot to me. I'm honored to be up here.
We're honored to have you up here as well. Thank you so much. And everybody, have a good night, and have a safe week, and we will see you Sunday night. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody. I love y'all.